Hey Teddy Grams, welcome back to the space, the place where we're using cinema, play, and art to heal because we need the healing and we need the humor because sometimes shit get real. So today's topic is women's health. It's gotten real for me, and there are going to be moments of transparency because that's the only way that we're going to connect is by being authentic and being genuine about it, you know? We're going to be talking about women's health in 3 different aspects: physical health, nutritional health, and spiritual health. It's gonna go full circle, so like bear with me. Shout out to Dr. Misha, love you down. She hosted her first Clay Coochie's workshop, and we talked about what it means to own a vagina and what that looks like with the different levels of socialization. Like, did you have parents who had the sex talk with you, or did you have parents who just kind of like shied away from that conversation? The workshop, it was even the way that she introduced the space. Like, she introduced that it's going to be uncomfortable. She encouraged us to speak on that because it could be a learning lesson. It could be a connection that we're looking for. Like, why are we uncomfortable? You know, is my body reacting in that way? From that down to the vocabulary that she used, not to have a vagina, but to like own one. Like, it's mine to take care of, you know what I'm saying? That workshop was like the first time that I actually started to connect this passion of mine. I care about health, but I also care about women's health because it's very specific and it's very different from what that looks like of other sexual identities. Anyway, so as a woman, we have all of these phases that we're going through when our physical bodies are experiencing these chemical changes, these hormonal changes. They got the follicular stage, the menstrual stage, the luteal phase, and then the ovulation phase. And like through all 4 different phases, we're feeling different things. We have to be self-empowered. We have to be women that are able to speak up for ourselves and say, like, this is what I need in this phase. This is what I don't need in this phase. I have the power to say yes and accept and receive. And then the power to like halt, yield, and like reject. The decisions that we're making in one stage can affect what's happening in those other stages. So prime example, when we are on our menstrual cycle, we love to, I don't know about y'all, I like a little sugar, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be craving that. And I'm starting to do all this research and looking at them, I'm starting to see that cravings of sugar is a sign of overgrowth of yeast in the gut. And I'm like, it's making sense. It's making sense, baby, because why does this keep happening? Having to go to the OB. Back to the menstrual stage, if we're just going with these cravings, we're not really thinking about how that's going to affect the other stages. This is it. Like, we grown here. Okay, I don't know how many women experience certain feelings during the ovulation stage, but baby, if you're continuously feeding your body sugars, when we get to those stages when we're trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, go to the boo boom room, you're not gonna be ready. You're not gonna feel confident because you got all these other things in your body. And then it's like, if you're not empowered, because we gotta be empowered. If you're not empowered, you're still indulging even with the infections. And that's like, we got to take a step back. We just got to do we got to take a breath. Okay. We got to slow down a little bit. I like to focus on preventative care. So like, instead of just going to the OB, getting the antibiotics and just like, oh, take these antibiotics, you know, stuff it down your throat. It's like, what can I do before it gets to that point? Like, what is it that I am doing that's making my body a safe space for these parasitic viruses to thrive in? Let's get back into the nutrition. So recently I started thinking, okay, yes, we can take probiotics, but I'm not somebody that likes to rely on medicine. I want to do things preventative. So what are the things that I can do so that my body can, you know, operate on its own? It might need some help. It might need a crutch at first. And so I'm down to take the probiotics and allow those healthier bacteria to start working in the gut. But like, what are some things that I can also do to cleanse out the bad? A juice recipe. It was beetroot, 1 apple, 1 squeezed lemon, and in a glass of water, like, I don't know, it was like maybe 2 cups of water. Add that in and like drink that once a day. And it's literally like an eviction notice for like all of the bad bacteria or like your gut in general. And it's from Chinese traditional medicine. And I was like, okay, let me try that. It's not the best tasting drink. I've been trying to figure out how I can make it a little more enjoyable. Maybe like something sweeter, like dates instead of like sugar or honey. It's a natural drink. You drink it every day. The bowels start to move. You start to get that clearing out of your gut. Like, you're no longer holding on to unnecessary nutrients in your body. And I've been drinking it for 3 days, and I've been noticing it's moving down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are going. I'm like, okay. And don't get me wrong, like, this, everything is red because it's beets, but it's working. And I found out that also that it's a natural energizer. And y'all, I was literally in the car, like on the way. I got me and my man some Chipotle. I'm on the way back in the car, and I'm like energized, like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like turned, and I'm like, yo, I've never felt this alive. Not even drinking coffee, and I'm a coffee drinker. Like, I have my moments when I cut it out, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I just be like, I want a cup of coffee. Like, I didn't turn this to my mama, but anyway, this detox that I've been doing, it's been working. So I wanted to share that with y'all in terms of like nutrition for us. How do we build our immune system? So I know ginger, garlic, honey, why am I drawing a blank? Lemon, turmeric, cloves. Those are the top herbs that I know of personally currently that when flu season comes around, I start drinking my turmeric, black pepper, apple cider vinegar, and lemon tea, because I'm like, I need my immune system to be like fighting off the bacteria that everybody else have. Like, and if you know me, I'm rarely ever sick. Dairy, when I eat certain dairy products, my body really gets inflamed. So I try to avoid dairy as much as possible, but I do know that yogurt is really good for natural probiotics. So I did start eating plain Greek yogurt for breakfast, and I'll put like a little bit of honey on it, blueberries, and almond granola. I've made it a part of like my cleanse just because I know that it's a natural probiotic, and I know that kombucha is also another good natural probiotic. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not prescribing it. I'm just sharing what my experience has been. I do need to do more research because I know that once you start doing a gut cleanse, you're going to take something that kind of balances it out. Me personally, I don't believe in just taking a whole bunch of stuff just because the internet said so. So I'm like, let me do the natural things that feel good to me. Like, let me use my intuition. Let me use my empowerment and my discernment to say, like, is this something I want to invest in or not? Detoxing in general, like, I know that there's a culture out there that can be very dangerous where women get like sick and start to overly think about what they're putting into their body. So I do want to say, like, I'm someone who, I've been vegan, I've been vegetarian, I've been pescatarian, I've eaten meat before, and I've gone back again to being pescatarian and vegetarian. So I understand like having those phases, and I do want to say, like, anytime that I start eating meat again, there's always a period of time where I'm like, I do want to cleanse my body though. Like, I do want to give my digestive system a break, because the energy that we get, like, that's our solar plexus area. I kind of want to show y'all. Let me back up. That's our solar plexus area up in here. You have the root chakra, like at the bottom, right at the bottom of like the anal area, and then you have the sacral chakra, which is like where the yoni is, and then right above that you have your solar plexus. Like, that is like the energy of moving, putting things together, making things happen, deciding, and creating. And so if our digestive system is right there, we want to make sure that portal is clean for us, because the things that we're putting out, the things that we're creating, we want to make sure that they're intentional, and making sure that the decision that you are making, you're happy with, because it's your life. You can decide what you want. So detoxing, I feel like, has become a very important ritual in my nutrition health, because I just feel like it gives me a reset. And then that energy that my digestive system is constantly using, it can be used for other things. It can be used to regenerate other parts of the body, regenerate cell damage, regenerate skin cells, and other things that your body may need. But if you never give it that break, then you really don't know what it feels like. So give it a try. Try 3 days. That's how I started. 3 days just eating clean. That means like no fast foods, no heavy breads or rice. You want to eat a lot of you can eat beans, and then you want to eat strictly like vegetables, very lightly seasoned and buttered, and fruits. Just to start out, that's what technically eating clean is. You can eat nuts and things like that, but you want to be light on the grains, and then you can transition into a water fast. Like 3 days, that's enough, or 4 days. Try it out. Physical health. So women's physical health. So like I said, because of those 4 stages that we have, luteal phase, the menstrual phase, ovulation phase, and the follicular phase, what is our body asking of us during those stages? During the menstrual phase, so slowing down, meditating, yoga, it has walking or even foam roll. It's cool to work out, but you want to make sure you're giving your body breaks, and you want to make sure that you're tending to your body to help it grow and sustain the work that you're putting in. Those are the things you want to start doing during your menstrual phase. During the follicular stage, our estrogen is higher, and so we may have more energy, so lots of cardio, lots of running, lifting weights. We get to the ovulation stage. I don't know about y'all, but I'll be energized just as much. So that's good for like strength training or cardio. Closer to the luteal phase, you want to start slowing down and doing things that are more like on the yin side. Start aligning your working out with the stages that your body is in, because before I was doing that, I was like, okay, I'm on my period, but like I'm still do this and still thug it out, and like that's good, but like sometimes it can cause a burnout. So you want to make sure that your body knows that it can trust you, and that you trust it, and that you trust when it says it needs a rest, you listen to it. Building that relationship with yourself is so helpful for empowering yourself and being more confident in your decisions for yourself. A lot of the newer materials and fabrics that are being used are letting off little microplastics into our bodies, and so because of these toxins, that's another reason why it's good to detox. You want to make sure that a lot of the fabrics that you're using or whatever is in close contact to your skin for long periods of time is healthy. So I personally have learned that cotton is really good, especially for keeping it dry in the yoni area. You want to make sure it's ventilated and it's aired out. So I personally have made a decision to start transitioning my workout gear over from spandex to cotton material, just because it's easier to transition from the gym to coming home and not letting that moisture sit on the yoni. There's just so many toxins that there are around us in general, so just being mindful of when we can narrow that down and be more preventative and thinking about, okay, what were we doing hundreds of years ago when things were working? Like, what are those traditions that I need to go back to? What is the research that I need to do to figure out what it was that we were doing that was working, that was natural from the earth? I think we touched on everything. So just make sure you're making healthy decisions, especially as women, because we need you. We love you. This is a special experience. Like, we are literally a portal of life. Even if you don't want children, like, just making sure you're taking care of your temple, because without your health, we have nothing. Like, without your health, you can have all the money in the world, all the cars in the world, all the clothes in the world, but you have nothing to enjoy those materialistic things with. You don't have a body. So those were all of the tips and tricks that I have, and some advice. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not prescribing you, so don't go to your doctor saying, oh, this girl said this. Just, take my advice. Don't take it personal. Just take it serious and start thinking a little bit more about how you're fueling your body, because it matters. I love y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much if you waited this long through this video. I'm going to try to edit it so we can get like 11 minutes, but I did share a lot of information that I thought was helpful. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you later, Teddy Grahams.